The air inside the cramped room was thick with the stench of decay and despair. My small, trembling hands fumbled in the darkness, desperately searching for any sign of an escape. I had lost track of time, days blending into nights in this wretched place that had become my living nightmare. It all began when I innocently wandered into an abandoned house on the outskirts of town. The windows were shattered, and the facade was weathered and worn. The perfect setting for a documentary, or so I thought. Armed with my camera and an insatiable curiosity, I entered the dilapidated structure, oblivious to the horror that awaited me. As I explored the desolate hallways, the atmosphere became increasingly oppressive. Creaking floorboards echoed through the empty rooms, and a chill settled in the air. It wasn't long before I stumbled upon a hidden door, concealed behind a rotting tapestry. The door beckoned me, almost as if it whispered secrets of the past. Intrigued, I cautiously opened the door to reveal a narrow staircase leading down into darkness. My camera's feeble light flickered, casting eerie shadows on the decaying walls. Descending into the abyss, I could feel a palpable sense of dread clawing at the edges of my consciousness. The staircase led me to an underground chamber, dimly lit by a single flickering bulb. The room was adorned with frayed wallpaper and stained mattresses strewn across the floor. As my eyes adjusted to the dim light, I saw them. Figures huddled in the corners, their skeletal frames barely visible in the shadows. My heart pounded as I realized the chilling truth. So I'd stumbled upon a den of captives, prisoners of unspeakable cruelty. Their gaunt faces bore the scars of physical and emotional torment. Panic surged through me, but I couldn't turn away. I had to document this, expose the darkness that hid beneath the surface. As I moved cautiously through the room, the captives regarded me with hollow eyes, their whispers barely audible, a chorus of broken souls yearning for liberation. Among them, I spotted a child, frail and emaciated, with matted hair obscuring their face. Something in their eyes spoke of a pain too profound for words. Compelled to act, I decided to confront the captors, to expose their malevolence to the world. Little did I know that the shadows concealed not just the victims, but also the perpetrators of this unimaginable horror. As I ascended the staircase, my heart raced with each step. I had to find evidence, irrefutable proof that would bring these monsters to justice. The air became colder, and the silence was deafening as I cautiously explored the upper levels of the house. My heart sank as I stumbled upon a room filled with macabre trophies, photographs of the captives, each one marked with dates and crude annotations. The realization hit me like a sledgehammer. These monsters weren't just imprisoning their victims, they were documenting their suffering, relishing in the torment they inflicted. I felt a cold shiver down my spine, realizing the danger I was in. I had to escape, had to bring this horrifying truth to the authorities. But just as I turned to leave, a creaking floorboard betrayed my presence. Footsteps echoed through the hallway, sending waves of terror through my veins. I pressed myself against the wall, my breath shallow as the sound drew closer. The door to the room creaked open, revealing a tall figure cloaked in darkness. Fear paralyzed me as the figure's eyes locked onto mine. A sinister smile crept across their face, a face that mirrored the very embodiment of evil. In that moment, I understood the true nature of my predicament. I wasn't just a witness, I had become the next captive in this house of horrors. The captors, seemingly shadows themselves, closed in around me. The child I'd seen earlier stood in the corner, their eyes now devoid of hope. I was swallowed by darkness as a cloth covered my face, and the last thing I heard was the haunting laughter of those who thrived on the suffering of others. Now, as I lie in this cold, damp cell, memories of sunlight and freedom taunt me like distant dreams. The camera that once held the potential to expose evil now rests in the corner, a silent witness to my own descent into the abyss. In the suffocating darkness, I can only hope that someone, somewhere, will uncover the footage and unveil the horrors hidden within the walls of that accursed house.